What is going on in Thailand recently? I've lived in Thailand for the past 5 years, and in that entire time, I have never once worried about being in physical danger or getting robbed or being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the last couple of months have gotten me thinking differently. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the actual danger in Thailand that nobody really talks about, and it's not the type of danger that you would anticipate. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the devastating things that have happened in Thailand recently, and then get into one of the real risks in this country that nobody ever really talks about. And let me be clear about what this video is not. I'm not comparing Thailand to any other country and saying that Thailand is extremely dangerous compared to United States or compared to the West. That's not what this video is about. In retrospect, Thailand is still very, very safe compared to a lot of different countries. And these are my insights from somebody actually living here in Thailand, not somebody in America watching the headlines on the news and reacting based on stories they hear. This is from my everyday experiences, actually living here. So let's get into it. Now let me start off with what hasn't changed. You can still go to a coffee shop, leave all of your belongings unattended and not have to worry about it getting stolen, or having your girlfriend or partner leave from a club at 2 a.m. and not have to worry about being chased or followed or like being kidnapped or something like that. You don't have to worry about that, or being in a random fight, or being robbed at daylight, or being in a sketchy neighborhood. These are things, for the most part, you do not have to ever really worry about. And it's very different from when I used to live in America, where I'd always have to have this low-level stress, this low-level unguardedness of where I'm at, of who's around me, if there are any crazy people around me, of always having to be on guard. For the most part in Thailand, this is one of the best things about Thailand. You don't really have to be on guard too often, because there are genuinely not that many dangerous, crazy people here in Thailand. But the rose-tinted glasses of thinking that Thailand is extremely safe is not really reality. And this is going to be broken down by 4 things that I'm going to mention in this video that have recently been giving me a little bit of a reality check, of giving expats here, Thai locals, a reality check about the actual dangers here in Thailand. Now just real quick, if you travel often or live abroad like me, travel medical insurance is one of those things you never really think about until you actually need it. And Safety Wing, which is the partner of today's video, is one of the most convenient and affordable options that protect you while you're abroad in over 180 countries. Their Nomad Essential plan covers unexpected injuries and illnesses, hospital visits, as well as the travel side of things too, like delays and lost checked baggages. And right now, brand new Nomad Essential users can get 2 months of electronic theft protection for free by using the promo code of Paul Lee by finding the pink camera on the home page. And this add-on is especially useful when you're carrying a laptop or camera gear around everywhere like I am. So you can scan the QR code on screen or use my link in the description to get started today. So let's go over each one. Now the first one happened back in July in a bar in Chatuchak. A fire started up near the stage and 27 people ended up dying that night. Most of the people who died were found in the bathroom, and the emergency exits were also blocked. So you basically had a room full of people in the dark, basically burning or suffocating, trying to find their way out of a dark building, and the emergency exit was blocked off. And this is so tragic because this feels very personal. Like, me and my friends oftentimes hang around this area in Lat Plau near Chatuchak, and it just feels so personal because this could have happened to me and my friends, you know, and it was just by pure negligence and unluckiness that this happened. In my non-professional opinion, I believe that more safety checks and enforced regulations could have quite easily prevented this, you know? Moving on, the second occurrence was back in May. This is the train crossing at Makasan right on Asok Dindang by the airport rail link. So what happened is that traffic backed up the way it does every single afternoon there, and a passenger-filled bus ended up stuck right on the tracks with absolutely nowhere to go. And because the bus was sitting in the way, the barriers physically could not close, and then a freight train came through it and hit it, and 8 people ended up dying with many more injured. Now I feel like in today's day and age, this should basically be impossible. Like, there should be so many systems in place that seal off the crossing way before a train is anywhere near it, right? Or there should be some sort of AI detection in the traffic lights that automatically adjust the flow of traffic if there is a train incoming, or emergency brake systems, or people on guard that can do some sort of processes to stop this from occurring. There are so many different systems that could have happened, in my non-professional opinion, that could have happened to prevent this from happening. But it seems like these systems didn't work. And what's crazy is that even days after that incident, there are still cars on that crossing, and there are still motorbikes weaving through these blockages. So it didn't get immediately fixed. And then for me personally, I'm thinking about countries like South Korea, Japan, even United States. I don't think that this would have happened in these countries where their safety protocols, their regulations are so rigorous, so enforced, so strict. I don't think that this would have happened. Whereas Thailand, in my opinion, it might be more loose. It might not be as up to date in terms of the regulations, might not be as enforced. The third one I want to talk about has to do with the motorbike. And this one is happening every single day. Around 50 people die on Thai roads every single day, and most of these involve bikes. Thailand has one of the worst road death rates in the entire world, and a huge amount of that comes down to helmets. Helmets are already required by law here, yet for the most part it's not enforced, and the penalties seem to not really be that big of a deal. So therefore, no one really cares that often. Like if you go to Vietnam, for example, helmets are everywhere. Everybody wears helmets, right? I think the case is in Bali as well. I think the case is in Malaysia as well. And if you were to look at a country like the United States, everybody driving their motorcycle, you bet they have licenses, they have insurance, they have had road tests, they have had a lot of things done to be able to drive legally on the roads. Whereas in Thailand, I'm not really sure if that's the case. Like you can literally go to a store and rent a motorbike without ever showing your license or your insurance or showing that you actually know how to drive, and you can literally start driving in one of the most, I'm not trying to exaggerate here, but in one of the most dangerous roads in the entire world. If you were to look at it statistically, Bangkok is one of the most dangerous roads in the entire world. Yet most foreigners come here, they feel so much freedom driving the motorbikes, riding on the back of a Grab motorbike. There's a certain freedom because it's so loose, and you cannot do this in most countries. So it's an exhilarating freedom that you get here in Thailand that is actually the cause of a lot of these, these deaths, like these accidents. Like the amount of foreigners I know that have had motorbike accidents, like it's so common. So it's like the freedom that makes this place feel so good is the exact same freedoms that let a lot of these tragedies happen in the first place. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm very biased myself. Wearing a used, uncleaned helmet from a random Grab driver, I genuinely don't want to put that on. I don't know how much sweat has accumulated in there, the bacteria. I don't want to use someone else's helmet. I don't want to carry around my own helmet every single day, 24/7, whenever I'm out on the streets. But these rules exist for a good reason. Now, the fourth one is different from the first three, and this is what most people actually mean when they ask if Thailand is dangerous. So recently, you had these two Russian siblings, 22 and 17, who'd been living outside Pattaya with their mom, and they went missing one day while they were out on a rented motorbike. Now, it turns out they were brutally killed by two men pretending to be police officers. These impersonators took them out into some woods, basically killed them for their bike, and then these two men confessed to doing the same thing to a Thai family a few weeks before. And then separately from this, police arrested an Australian guy for killing a 17-year-old girl and putting her body in a suitcase behind the Pattaya floating market. Like this itself is insane. Like it gives such a scare to women perhaps in the red light district. It puts a huge scare on a lot of these women that have these risks every single day, encountering random strangers from all over the world that are basically paying them for their time, going to random cheap hotels, going to random condos. Like these girls have no idea who these men are, and it's just a huge scare in terms of the women that are doing this, right? And then in late July, you had 3 Indian tourists who came over on one of those cheap tour packages that you find online, and they ended up getting held in a rented house in Chonburi for 6 days, being tortured while the guys holding them hostage demanded ransom money from their families back home. And then just literally last week, there was a school shooting by a 14-year-old. And not to mention all of these smaller crimes that have happened in the last couple months as well, that I don't have time to fit in this video. The point is not to fearmonger and say that Thailand is a dangerous place. Actually, it's to point out that many of these dangers usually is not about somebody trying to actively hurt somebody. The fire, the train crossing, the motorbike accidents, none of these involve actual crimes involving dangerous people. These are just things that happen quite often, it feels like, because of the cracks in safety protocols. Now that's what I actually want you to take away from this video, is that many of these dangers here are not coming from people. Like I can still leave my laptop on a table and walk away. That has not changed at all. I can still walk almost the entirety of Thailand without having to watch behind my back, even if it's very late at night. Oftentimes it feels like the danger comes from how relaxed everything is. The certain freedom that you have in Thailand, the peace, the sabai attitude. This is like a double-edged sword. It feels like this. Because if everybody is chill, then this translates to policies perhaps being chill and regulations being chill. And then me mentioning about the murders in Pattaya and these random killings and things like this is just to point that Thailand is not this perfect place that a lot of expats and foreigners think it is. Danger exists in every single society, and Thailand is not an exception. So just to conclude, Thailand is still incredibly safe when it comes to people, but it's not the safest when it comes to safety regulations like fire exits, rail crossings, helmets, boat engines, food safety, pollution, things like this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at I'm Pauly, and I'll see you in the next video.